Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Today you are joined for a special podcast episode with our guest, Alex Javo. Did I say your name right?
Alex Javo, but I've heard
Javo,
many
my
different
bad, my
versions.
bad.
I've been
many,
saying
many.
Java this whole time, man. Sorry.
It's all good,
No
man. It's all
problem.
good. Been called worse.
Y'all, we got this man here. Let me tell y'all, he has over 60 credits to his name, okay? If y'all look up his IMBD page, it's crazy. Okay? He got films like Breaker House, Empathy, Malcolm, Enzo, Heist Night, Condor's Nest, Pirates of Broken Gods, just to name a few. I mean, goes on for like
Cobra
over
Kai.
60 credits. Right.
Cobra Kai.
Godzilla. I mean, the list goes on and on. So tell us a little bit about how you got started in acting and this whole process.
Well, I've always been, a fan of movies and TV. Getting into acting, I never like connected the two with acting in like movies growing up, as crazy as that sounds. I always thought of, theater with acting, but I always loved movies. Because I moved around a lot. I wasn't into sports. I didn't do, like I said, theater or anything. When you're moving around, you're just trying to constantly find your group and stuff like that. So I never really got into it till I was 20 years old, 21, and I was trying to give modeling a shot, and I went into an agency, and they were saying, "Well, you've got a good personality. Why don't you try acting?" And I was like, "I'll give it a shot," because I had some friends growing up here and there, and family friends suggesting acting and stuff. But I always thought acting to theater, and I'm like, eh. Had a little stage fright back then. But yeah, I had a full, year of just diving right in, doing any kind of background or extra work on productions here in Atlanta. And then I got into doing some stand-in stuff for productions like Cobra Kai, being Ralph Macchio stand-in, and for all of season one. And then from about 2018, 2019, I said, okay, no more extra stuff. All I want is, normal speaking roles. And I didn't care how small the production was, if it was a student film, short film, I didn't care because I just wanted to, do that and do the classes. And then it's just built up to, TV and film opportunities and now Power Rangers. So it's been a great journey. I want to do this forever. So I love it. I'm obsessed.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Go
man.
ahead, Chris. I know you got a question, viewing.
Dude, first of all, your journey sounds inspiring, man. Good for you. As somebody who also just really kind of has to do acting myself, I've just you've given me something to follow, man. Thanks a lot. It means a lot.
Oh man, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. We inspire each other, man. There's no, competition with art. It's just all just a collaborative industry, and everybody needs everybody. So
exactly, yeah. And art gets tough, so we got to stick together, man. We've got to.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
So if these guys turn on us, we got to stick together. I'm kidding. But yeah, I was wondering, and I got to ask, this is not the only thing on my mind, I promise. First of all, you are a lucky bastard. You were on one of my favorite shows of all time, Cobra Kai. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
So Cobra Kai, there was season one, and they were looking for, it was, obviously background, but they were looking for crew as well. And I had applied for this for being a part of the crew for stand-in, and because they needed it for Ralph Macchio's guy. And so yeah, they asked me to send in some photos. I did. They saw similarities in myself and him and in our height. We were the same height. And yeah, then it was an easy way in. I thought at the time it was great opportunity to be amongst Hollywood icons like himself for 3 months straight, 12-hour days, 5 days a week. It was just awesome experience seeing Ralph work in person, and seeing these pros, these creators, making this show, and seeing how it's grown and how it is today is just magnificent. It was such a great experience. Can't say anything bad about anyone on the cast or crew. It was just all awesome. It was so great to see such a legend, the Karate Kid Ralph Macchio, just being just a pro and humble as he is, and just such a pro. It was my job to stare at the man for all day every day, to mimic what he's doing, because that's the job of a stand-in, is to do what he does when he's off camera in makeup or whatever, and to do what he does so the camera guys and the lighting crew can still set up the scene around you, so that when he comes back that everything's ready. So it was great, man. Great experience.
Mm-hmm.
No
That's
Hollywood
awesome,
fever. Oh. Go ahead, Zach.
So, as we were saying, you have like 60 acting credits under your belt so far. This is a two-part question. What was your first acting experience, and what was your favorite acting experience?
All right. So my first time, I'll tell you my first acting experience as background. So my first ever time on set was this feature film you guys may have heard of called Tag. It's got Ed Helms, Isla Fisher, John Hamm, all of them. So I was pretty starstruck by a cast of 5, famous people. And so I was just blown away seeing them work in person. I was only on there for a couple of days, but I was just starstruck from the get-go. And, Ed Helms from The Hangover, he's so excellent in, I was watching him work, and you think such a comedic actor, you see these guys and you think they're just having a ball, right? And they are. Mm-hmm. But he was so serious on that set, or at least this particular day, watching the monitors. I was just like, wow, he is such a pro in the zone. It was just such a blast to see that behind the scenes. My first time with acting with lines was this short film for this student film, this SCAD project. SCAD's a film school here in Atlanta, and so I had applied for the role on Actors Access, and the role was this boxer. I'm a big Rocky fan, and so I was like, okay, this boxer that's dying of cancer, and I was like, wow, that's intense. And so my first time acting with lines was that role. It was a 12-hour shoot, and I just was so, just fell in love with it just from there. Just having a character to create. At the time, I had done, like I said, a year of being an extra, and in being an extra for different films and shows. I had been taking a lot of classes too, so I was really trying to, get a game plan on when I did get a script that I knew what to do with it. And so I applied everything that I learned from classes, from my research, from YouTube videos and Google and IMDb and everything, and just I was ready from that film. I was like, and then it was just so glorifying to see the finished product. The guy who shot it did an amazing job, and it was just those are my two first experiences. And then my favorite one, there's been a lot of great moments I'll tell you one satisfying. I'll tell you two satisfying experiences. I had one experience. As you know, I wrote this gangster film, Enzo. It was a short film, but I've written it into a feature film as well. But we shot the short film last year, at the end of last year, and it was just, I had been writing the script, on and off for 2 years, critiquing things. I made a sequel, and then I rewrote it, and so, putting my, imagination and the thoughts of the story on paper and seeing it all put together on the day. We had a 4-day shoot. It was so glorifying and satisfying to do it, and I felt like we were doing it right. Like, I had such great people around it, the crew, the cast, the locations. It was awesome. It was so, and there was this one moment I had, and I have it saved in my phone, this video I took like on Snapchat. And I was like, I feel like I'm walking into The Godfather in this one scene, the way that they set it up. I was like, man, this is just such a dream, come true, man. It was just, and then they had the fog machine going. I'm like, it's literally like a dream. And it was just, that was so fulfilling. And I'm so proud of the finished product, and, how it's, succeeded, and, different filmmakers that are interested in taking it to the next step. That's a fulfilling experience. And then the other one is my first time on TV. This show, Homicide Hunter. They asked me to come on 2 episodes, and seeing myself on television and having my phone blown up by family and friends and coworkers, like, oh my God, you're on TV. It was just dream come true, man. It's just like, finally, you're like, so those two really stand out to me. And there's a lot more to come with feature films that I've done for Netflix and other streaming services are coming soon. And
nice.
Yeah, man.
I want to dive deep into how you actually prepare for an actor and your mindset and the process you go through. Because there was one poster for a series that you did called Malcolm that stands out. And you play like 7 different personalities and identities and all that. So how did you come up with that? How do you deal with the whole process of choosing each different character?
Well, with Malcolm, I went to a film screening event, and it's a network and to meet filmmakers, and I met one that me and him just hit it off. His name's Chadwick Whitmire, and me and him just really saw eye to eye on what we wanted to do, as far as like thrillers and some horror kind of stuff and psychological type projects. And he was like, yeah, I'd love to work with you sometime. I said, I'd love to work with you. The next week, he wrote something, and he was like, hey, let me know what you think. We could shoot this. And it was the first Malcolm. And I was thinking, wow, like, this guy is schizophrenic, and he's a serial killer. And I was like, I always love to be challenged, with acting, with different, I always just like to be challenged. And I just thought it was just such a great opportunity to be challenged in a role. I had never done anything with mental illness like that before. And this guy's a serial killer, but he doesn't want to do these killings. But this voice in his head's making him. I was just like, this is just like candy for me to become a better actor if I, really work hard on it. And so I said, yeah. We had a crew come together, and we shot it, and we just had a blast, and now we've made 5. And so with Malcolm, I tried to, when it's a character that you essentially don't have a lot in common with, you have to, and it's the fun kind of homework where I get to research about something that I have no idea about. I didn't know about schizophrenia. I didn't know what schizophrenia was. I didn't know what all the symptoms that came with it. I didn't know about personality disorder and psychopathy and all these things that I now have a guideline and a job to learn about, and so I was just floored with the opportunity to grow in that and to play this guy. And I was thinking, with the serial killers and the different kinds and studying their motives. What is it? Is it their past? Is it genetic? Is it a combination of the two? What is it? And so it just gave me a lot of, just opportunity to do that. And then with him being essentially a villain / anti-hero, it gives me the freedom. That's what they say when you play these villains, you have all this freedom because they're crazy, I mean, and that's just what makes it so fun. It's just, there's limitless kind of choices that you could go with the performance so it was just, that's why I came up with the voice for, his alter ego, Malcolm. It's like, I had this, and this kind of idea of like Heath Ledger's Joker with Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. And I'm like trying to balance the two and trying to land in the middle, a little bit with, with that voice. But then I was like thinking of Chadwick.
You can't tease us and not give us some voice now. Like, let us know how Malcolm sounds.
You're down for it, man.
So I'm trying to think of a Malcolm line. So from the past Malcolm, hello, Michael. I've been here the entire time. Your whole life. So coming up with something like I haven't practiced for a while, so but
the way you mentally changed and your face, yeah, you're good.
I gotta do the face. Just it comes out of me. But I wanted the two to be different. I wanted him to be. I asked Chadwick if he would, because I'm always asking the writers and directors about their past, the backstory, and I was thinking, I was telling him, what if he came from like the north, like New York or somewhere, and he was being chased and he made his way down to the south? And I was like, what about that idea? To make it different, to give it some layers. And he was like, I love the idea. So that's why when he's Michael, he's like, what are you talking about? He's kind of like, that kind of thing. And it's funny to see him go back and forth with like the Southern detectives and people like that. Like, listen, boy, they're like that. And he's like, I didn't do it, So I just thought it was a cool layer to add, just so it's, because I just, I love acting because I don't have to be me. I don't have to be me for a while. So it's a blast, man. That's a little bit of what I do with that.
I mean, you and Malcolm do have a lot in common. May not be serial killers, but you are like multiple people all the time. Being an actor, you gotta be a little.
There you go. A little voice in my head constantly telling me to do stuff I don't want to do, but yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
I had one. Hang on a sec.
Why you think about your question? This big guy right here, the Raker House. When I say that shit is bonkers. If you guys haven't seen it, it's on YouTube, and it is bonkers crazy. What the hell is this even about for the people who may not even have seen it? Because I'm like, I've seen it, and I'm like, what the hell?
The Raker House. So the Raker House is directed and written by John Colbert. He's a great friend of mine, great filmmaker. He's so creative in his storytelling. I always call him, I'm like, you're like the next Alfred Hitchcock, Stephen King type man. And he so the Raker House film is it's essentially a nightmare in this guy's mind, Mr. Raker, who Nicola Salas, a great friend of mine, plays, and he's excellent in it. And so and I play basically John called me. John goes, so I have a part for you for the next feature I'm doing. Would you he goes, would you be okay with playing the human embodiment of toxic masculinity? And I was like, with pleasure, John, of course. And so he gave me this part of Carl, and some of the lines he said, I was just like, wow. I was like, okay. And he gave me some films and some parts that he was, paying homage to and asked me to watch before doing it. And I was like, of course, man. And it's a blast every time working with John. And I wrote him a part in Creating Malcolm, the last novel we did, in which he won Best Supporting Actor for. So and he's won several awards for The Raker House already and nominated at the New Jersey Film Awards. And he is very talented, very easy to work with, very humble and hard work. Everything you'd want in a collaborator, so excellent guy.
Oh, go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry. I wasn't going to cut you off again. Go ahead, man.
No, you're good. I totally spaced on my own question anyway, so that's on me. But I am so excited for this, by the way. So you, Zach, and I are actually going to be in a project together, as we were discussing earlier, Power Rangers Western Strike. Any thoughts about that? Any stories? Anything you're looking forward to?
My fellow Alex, he is just really just impressed me with just his when you have such passion and dedication and hard work ethic like he does, it just that resonates. The audience will feel that. And so I just love this kid's passion. He is just I'm so looking forward to it. He's, the story's great. Western Strike, my character, I'm so looking forward to doing. And then he just revealed the first helmet, and I'm just like, dude, I'm just like, man, where's, can't wait to see mine. And he's just great, man. I can't wait for that, bro. I didn't know you were part of it too. I'm so excited, even more excited now.
Dude, me too, man. And like literally ditto to everything you said about Alex. I just saw the helmet this morning and I was like, oh, we're making moves. This is happening. It's incredible. Yeah.
I even messaged him and I'm like, dude, wait, when are we filming again? Because I'm like shaking right now. It's been excitement. So me and him messaged back and forth today, and I was like, yeah, dude, I'm going on the podcast. I want to talk about Western Strike if you're okay with it. He's like, dude, absolutely, man.
That's the helmet, you guys. Yeah, I don't even know if I should be showing it, but this is social media.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I seen it the other day.
It's so beautiful.
It's like one of the classic helmets from Mighty Morphin mixed with a little bit of like the new retro and space type. It's a very nice hybrid. It's great.
Oh yeah, man. Oh my gosh.
By the way, I gotta say, you don't mind if I take one more question before you guys jump in, right?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Alex, you have an incredible voice, man. Do you have anything you do in particular with like your voice? Have you ever done voice acting or anything else like singing, announcing? Have you ever thought about doing anything with that?
What's funny is, I do. I haven't done any voice acting like specifically voiceover or radio type of jobs. But as you know, like with the Malcolm, I'll do that, and I do sing. I haven't been able to land like a singing job or a part that required singing. I do love doing that and in the shower and in my spare time. But yeah, I actually have not. I've always wanted to do animation, cartoon stuff. But yeah, I would totally be down, man.
I could see you in a musical.
Yeah.
Disney musical.
I'll let you know if I find anything for that, man.
Oh, appreciate it, brother. Same to you, man. Any acting jobs and stuff,
Dude, that would mean a lot. Thanks, seriously.
Yeah, bro.
Go ahead, Zach.
So, as we were talking before we started this, you directed. You got some directing credits. What was that like?
Directing. I directed a couple short films. I assistant directed The Last Malcolm, and for me personally, directing's a beast, man. It is a beast, and I totally see the satisfaction and the addiction that some guys would get out of it. But I direct, I've directed, before for my acting though. Like for the first year, I was getting mainly Hispanic stuff. Hispanic drug dealer, drug lord, son of the drug lord, convicted felon, like that kind of stuff as well. All I was getting. And so that's what got me started in writing, because I was like, okay, well, and at the time I was getting started, and me and a lot of other actors that I was talking to were trying to just find just jobs and just to build up a highlight reel. Because a lot of, agencies and stuff ask for that. And so I went out and got a camera and wrote some scenes, in different kind of genres to test my ability and my friends. And we would just shoot. We shot a gangster scene. It was just one scene, and it turned into a film, and that's Enzo. And then and I wrote a Western. And so that's where I was like, okay, with directing, is really for the acting, or in my case. And so, but the thing with, like The Last Malcolm, creating Malcolm, I wrote it, and I, I didn't want to direct it, fully. I wanted to assistant direct it, because, I got the cast together. I knew who I wanted and what role, and kind of how their characters were, because I had, created them in my head, and so I had a specific way I kind of wanted some of them to be. John's character is an example of that. And so, yeah, so that's my experience with directing. Because with directing, it's a different beast, because it's not just about you. It's about the whole movie. It's about, every single angle, every single shot is you need to know, or ahead of time. But you can be spontaneous, and maybe there's something in the clouds, or a certain way someone or something looks. You want to get it on camera, but it's just a different beast that I've come across a couple of times, and but I've always, acting's been my love, man, and that's what I try to stick with.
Right.
Now, I do have one more question, if that's all right.
Let's go.
Who has been your, you've mentioned some famous people that you've met in person. Who has been the biggest inspiration in meeting? That makes sense.
Well, I gotta say, I really haven't. I mean, the actors I have met have been inspired, no doubt. But I just gotta give credit to. I've always been the biggest Christian Bale fan, and Leonardo DiCaprio. If there was two guys that made me want to be an actor, it's them. Anything those guys do, I just idolize and just Steel, and it was just like I love those guys. Those guys are the ones. Their movies is what made me want to be an actor. Them, Tom Hanks, Denzel Washington. The list goes on. Joaquin Phoenix. And then I started doing my research, being an actor, a working actor, and I'm like, okay, I got to look at this Godfather movie. I got to look up, who's Marlon Brando, more of Robert De Niro stuff, Al Pacino, Dustin Hoffman, all these guys. And I just fell in love with these guys. I literally would just, for like a week, would just watch all of their movies. It was them, what they're known for, Oscar winning or not, just iconic movies, and fell in love with them. I just couldn't help but, just learn so much from them, these greats, and they inspire me, and so much more. And I'm just in awe of all those guys, so.
Well, that was a good question, because pretty much who we look up to or who we model our careers after, you got some good people. It's a big shoes to fill, because Marlon Brando, all those people, you on the right career path. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of your work. So you got some people out there rooting for you and everything. Like, I'm a big fan of your work. Yes.
Thank you so much, man. It means a lot. It's a tough industry to get into and to thrive in, but at the same time, if you love it, and if you feel fulfilled by it, then there's no place to go than forward. It's just
right.
It's exactly. and then it's such a collaborative industry. I mean, if it wasn't for directors, writers, producers, the DPs, everybody, I would just be acting in the mirror. I would just be acting to myself or to my mom.
I mean,
so you need everybody, so it's and that's what's great about it. You need a team, it's and like those guys like John and Chadrick and so many other people I owe a thanks to. It's so fulfilling to be around like-minded people like that are just as passionate as me and hardworking and want it. I got to send a special shout out to my boy Daniel, who plays Alonzo, my brother, and Enzo. Love that guy. He just moved to Atlanta. I'm dressed like this because I'm going to go see him later to go to another networking event to meet new filmmakers and to keep the dream alive and thriving.
Always gotta work.
Great guy. Yeah, great guy. Got nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Enzo. So he's another great one. He's always putting my name in filmmakers' ears. Gotten me some job opportunities already, and I'm doing the same for him. And that's what you got to do, man. We're all in this together. Got to send a shout out to my boy Aiden Moa as well, who wrote me a role in his TV pilot, and I wrote him a role in Enzo. He plays Han, and kills it. And so just. That's what I love about this community, man. We're all in this together, and
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know you got a lot of projects. You always a working man, which is great.
Trying, man. Yeah.
Stuff you can't talk about, like an upcoming project, because we love Power Rangers and all that.
Yep.
Can we fix that right there? Power Rangers Broken Gods. I mean, where you play a crystal white silver.
Oh yeah.
I saw that helmet, man.
That right there. Let's see if I can get this off. But
helmet. Got the morpher.
Let's see that helmet in the background up close. Can you grab it?
Yeah, brother.
That guy right there.
Oh yeah, my baby.
Now,
yeah, man.
A short teaser. We're gonna insert it up in here for you guys. You guys to see this man work.
the last bit of family I have. You do not tell me that I cannot meet him. Who's there? Show yourself, now!
Very well, Fury Ranger. I shall make myself known to you. Well, things have certainly gotten interesting now that the Demon King has joined the fight. Enough monkeying around.
So you're leaving Park without a father?
Bow down before your king.
Tell us a little bit about your character with Broken God before we let you go. We got to know.
So, I play the Crystal Ranger, Adam Cristalos, and you know, it's just amazing. I think some things just come together so beautifully. Like when I read the script, I got to shout out to the writers. It is just, you know, I'm so passionate about this character and this guy because I'm telling you, man, just some of the things that he says, I heard my mother say, you know, in me growing up. And so it's just so crazy how, you know, some scripts just align with you, you know. You know, my father passed away of colon cancer when I was a baby. So my first role I was telling you about before with Lines, I played a boxer with cancer. So I had a lot of, you know, I was like, wow. So like, you know, I'm kind of almost therapeutically, you know, playing, you know, stuff that my dad had to deal with. And then now with this guy being a single dad and he gets all this responsibility with having his son and all this stuff. And, you know, a lot of things that he went, and then, you know, with him being so protective over his son and just, I really, you know, was living some of the things my mom went through and, you know, and all the obstacles that comes with that and responsibility. And it was just, you know, a lot of scenes, you know, that we shot was totally not acting. It was real emotion that I really was feeling at that time. And, you know, it was just, that's why I just, you know, can't wait to see it. And the trailer even is just, you know, I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of what we did. You know, it was, you know, 10 days of freezing and fighting in the cold. Shout out to Steve Adreno, one of the original Mighty Morphin villains coming back. He kills it. He was excellent. such a humble and talented man, you know, and he's just wonderful guy to work with. I just, you know, can't wait to work with him again. And yeah, it was great. Shout out to Keith. Keith's awesome. Keith's, you know, helped produce that. He's produced the last couple of Malcolms. Excellent guy. Love Keith. Talked to him earlier today. You know, and yeah.
You cannot wait to see it. I mean, we got a little still here. Of course, I'm gonna upload the trailer. I don't know why this is unfocused, like trying to show y'all, but I don't know. But anywho, technology, right? But again, we thank you for being here today. Pretty much giving us an insight to what it is to be an actor and your experiences and the projects we can't even talk about on air. Like, I'm super excited for you and Netflix and Hulu and all that good stuff. Man,
absolutely, man.
Keep doing you, keep working, keep networking, keep getting your dream out there, because you definitely is the embodiment of persistence, resilience, and living your dream. So thank you for that.
Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Same to you guys. Keep pushing, you know, and like Sylvester Stallone says, keep punching, you know, and it's, you know, it's, you know, I live for this, and I know you guys too, man. So, you know, it's, you know.
Yeah. Oh, where can we follow you? Where can we find you? Social media, website, all that.
Oh yeah. Same with you guys.
All right, now. Catch you next time. Peace.
Have a great night.